My name is Sarah, and high school used to feel like a safe second home. Jefferson High, in a quiet Midwestern town, was full of lockers and laughter. Mornings smelled like textbooks and cafeteria pizza. We joked between classes, shared lunches, and planned our futures, until I realized something felt off, especially during lunch. One Thursday, I was in the lunch line. That's when I saw her. She looked like any other student, except her arms were bruised, dark and twisted. She didn't flinch under the fluorescent lights. When I asked if she was okay, she stared through me and backed off. Others in line acted like they didn't see anything. The whispers started kids saying she took the haunted table every day. That afternoon, I found myself alone in the cafeteria. I walked behind the serving counter to grab water. That's when I heard a soft creak, then a thud. A hot flush climbed my neck. I peeked behind a corner. I could see the janitor's closet curtain flutter. The steam machine hissed behind it. I pushed the curtain aside. Nothing. Emptiness. But something made me freeze footsteps, dragging just out of sight. I bolted. Later that week, I was tagged in a school club photo. I zoomed in and froze. Behind me in the lunch line there she was, a pale girl with hollow eyes and a twisted smile. She wasn't in the school roster. I asked about her. They said it was a glare. They deleted and re-uploaded the photo. She stayed. That's when I knew it wasn't a trick. She was real. I stopped eating in public. Instead, I'd slip to my locker, eat a granola bar, and pretend to be on my phone. Teachers flagged me, said I got anxious. I lied. I thought I was losing it until others admitted being too scared to eat lunch. She disappeared after that, but the cafeteria kept that heavy air like someone was still watching. After graduation, I found peace mostly. I went to college, got therapy, even laughed again. But sometimes, at 12:05 a.m., I'll wake up remembering that face. Brushing my teeth in an unfamiliar bathroom, I freeze. I hear her. I refuse to eat alone at dinner. The cafeteria haunted me long after I left. What scares me most isn't that spirit, it's how easily we ignored the truth. Those bruises, the hiding, the silence. We looked at her, but we didn't see. If your instincts yell at you, listen. If a place feels off, trust your gut. Because monsters aren't always hidden, they're hidden in plain sight. In 2019, I got my first job as a part-time cleaner at my old high school in Wisconsin. It was nostalgic, the same squeaky tiles, the old gym smell, even the cranky lunch lady was still there. My shift started at 4 p.m. and ended around 9, when the school was nearly empty. But there was one rule the staff casually threw at me during orientation. Don't be in the cafeteria after 8:30. No reason, no joke. They just said it with straight faces. I laughed. But I'd learned the hard way. It wasn't a joke. Mr. Halvorsen was the head custodian, gray beard, tired eyes, and always listening to old rock. One night, I asked him about the 8:30 cafeteria thing. He paused, turned off his radio. He said, "Back in 2004, a boy disappeared in there during detention. No camera footage, no forced exits, just gone. They searched for weeks, dogs, helicopters, but nothing." He leaned in. "People say you can still hear trays dropping, but there's no one inside." I nervously chuckled. He didn't. He just said, "If you hear the lunch bell ring after dark, leave." I started staying a few minutes late, curious. On the 12th of October, I walked past the cafeteria at 8:43 p.m. I paused. No lights, but I heard something. Clatter, like a lunch tray hitting the floor. I checked the hallway cam the next day. It showed the cafeteria doors open on their own, and something crawling past the threshold, something thin and too fast. But, frame by frame, it was gone. 2 days later, I stayed late on purpose. I wanted proof. I placed my phone behind the snack counter, recording. At 8:33, I heard footsteps. No one was on shift. Then, a familiar sound. Lunch bell, ringing, at 8:34 p.m. I grabbed my phone, heart racing. On the screen, a dark shape stood between the tables, long limbs, no face, holding a tray. Then it tilted its head toward the camera. The footage ended in static. That night, I tried to leave early, but all side doors were locked. Emergency exits too. It was like something had triggered a lockdown. The lights in the cafeteria flickered. I swear I heard laughter, children's laughter. I ran to the boiler room and hid. I stayed there for 40 minutes, my phone dead. When I got out, doors were open, the lights were normal. Except one thing. In the cafeteria, all the trays were stacked into a pyramid. Perfect, balanced, like someone or something was playing. I quit the next day. Mr. Halvorsen didn't even ask why. He just nodded. He said, "Don't talk about it. You made it out. That's enough." To this day, I never figured out what I saw. But every October, that school still sends out warnings to staff. No one stays in the cafeteria after 8:30. No one asks why. But if you're ever alone in a school cafeteria and you hear the lunch bell ring after dark, don't go in, because something might be waiting for you.